Okay, so I finally got around to it. Sorry it took so long. So this is your spread. I did a basic Celtic cross because that's what I'm starting with. I'm still learning, remember, so you're my guinea pig. This does not include all the cards. This only includes the four suits, the wands, the swords, the cups, and the pentacles. So keep that in mind. So I'm going to explain each position, and then after that I'll go into detail about each card in the whole reading. So the first position is going to be, this is card number 1, and that reflects your present position, your general environment, things that are going on right now, influencing you right now at this moment. The second card, the one that's going on top of it, is what covers you, what crosses you, your obstacles, your current obstacles, okay? The third card is what's above you, okay? So it's above you, and it's ideas currently in the air. So just think of things that are above you. So it's kind of in limbo. It's not finalized yet. Things that you want or what you can get, but it's not yours right now because it's kind of up in the air. And then the fourth card is what's beneath you. So what's beneath you is what's at your feet, what you have to work with, what you can use, etc. Okay, and again, these are just general explanations of their positions. Once I go into detail about each card, it'll make sense. Then the next card, the fifth card is what's behind you, and it's to your right over here. Well, to my right. I don't know if you see this right or left. But anyway, this is your recent past, what you're walking away from. It's behind you. Then the next card is the sixth card, and this is in front of you. So it's the opposite. It's what you want to, what's currently coming into action, what you need to focus on, okay? So those cards there, those 6 cards, if you see them, if you kind of can picture a circle around them, that's a Celtic cross, okay? So then we move on over here, and then you have card number 7, which is pretty much your attitude at the time. It signifies how you see yourself. That's card number 7. Card number 8 is how others see you. Like your house, your environment, the people around you. So how everyone else sees you. Then card number 9 is your hopes and your fears. And card number 10 is your final outcome. Okay? So we're going to go into each individual one, and I'll explain each one. Okay, so your first card is the Page of Wands. Wands is the symbol for fire. So all of the wands are with the element of fire. And the page in every suit, so in wands, swords, cups, pentacles, the page represents like the younger of the, you have the queen, the king, the knight, and the page. Page is the younger one, kind of like a child, represents also a messenger, but it's like the youngest. Now your sign, you're in Aries, so I incorporated the signs in here too, like for you, Kirk and Derek. You are a fire sign, and if you've noticed that there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 wand cards, so there's like a lot of fire signs here, and that's your sign. So this card, I literally took it as, this is you, okay? This is you. You're holding a wand. The card is just a full fire card. You're holding the wand in your right hand, which signifies action. So it's you ready to take action, because it's a page, which, like I said, is like the younger of all of them. A page also is kind of like the symbol of creativity, apart from like a messenger. The suit of wands also resonates like with darker people. So a dark man, and of course we're still early, so it could be Kirk or Derek, but a dark man. But this is you, ready to take action. You're kind of, hand on your hip, right hand on your wand, everything with the salamander on your chest, all the sun signs on your clothes, everything representing your sign, which is the fire sign, representing you, and you ready to take action for what needs to be done. So that's your current present position right now, So then when we look, and like I said, it could be Kirk or Derek, because you're dealing with a page, it's also dealing with something new, like I said. So a new journey with a dark man. So this is what this is. It's a new journey, and it could be a new journey, somebody completely new, which is not how I took it when I finished the whole reading. But like starting over. So a new journey that way. It could also mean a starting over. If you think of fire, I mean, it starts with a little spark. You ignite it, and it can just go anywhere from there. You know, fire can grow, it can be big, it can be small, but all it literally begins with a tiny little spark. So that's that. So your second card is the Ten of Pentacles. And this is your current obstacles, what's crossing you. Now, the Ten of Pentacles, this card signifies stability. So if you look at, you have the castle in the background, you have the 10 Pentacles. Pentacles deal with the element of earth, the earth element, and it's all depicted here, down from the trees, the flowers, everything. You know, kind of like you reap what you sow. You sow goodness into the earth and you reap goodness. This card is a reflection of stability, of a family. So you've got, they say the grandfather in the book, but I just say a guy. So, you know, it's supposed to be the father, the daughter, and the grandchild. But it's just basically a symbol of stability. And this is your current obstacle. And the way that I took this is, you know, that you have this action that you're ready to take, this new journey with a dark man, a clean slate, because everything is clean around you. Kind of in the desert, but it doesn't mean that nothing can grow. Everything is clean. You're starting over. And your current obstacles and what's bothering you right now is that you've completed your divorce, and now after your divorce, you're good. You're in a good place. You reached a good place with a stable home environment where you and the girls are happy. You know, with your home and money, everything was pretty much where you needed it to be, you know? And now you're feeling like, okay, now what? You know, do I start over? What am I supposed to do here? The woman in this card is also holding roses, and there's roses throughout. And roses is a sign of passion and love. And she's standing behind the guy, and even though it's a sign of stability, she's also kind of like very pensive, almost like, okay, everything is good, but something is missing. So the way I took this is that, okay, you moved past your divorce, everything is good at home, you're stable in your home, you're stable with the girls, you're stable with money, but these roses are saying, okay, the only thing I'm missing is love and passion. So what do I do now? Those are your obstacles. Do I just forget about love and passion? Do I start over? Do I choose stability over passion and love? So then when we move up to your third card, your third card is the Queen of Pentacles. And again, Pentacles is the element of earth. And here you have the Queen sitting on a throne, okay? And again, what's above you? It's stuff that's in the air, not finalized, is what you want or what you can get. Now, she's sitting on the throne, but she's also seated with the Taurus next to her. There's a Taurus. So it makes me wonder, is it a new guy? Or is it Derek or Kirk? I'm thinking Derek. So I'm wondering if Derek's rising sign is a Taurus. But Pentacles also, like I said, reflects a dark person. So here there's a dark woman, which is you. And you're kind of sitting there in a very, you know, the qualities of the dark woman in Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, is liberty and intelligence and very analytical and being able to take a look at everything and to make an informed decision and analyze. So that's you. What you're working with right now and what you want. You know what you want. Now you have to work to get it. And you're dealing with, if it's not Derek, I'd be very surprised, but you're dealing with, if it's not a Taurus, is somebody with those kind of qualities, which still represents to me Derek, because the qualities are someone who's patient, with a soothing voice, an earth sign, because Taurus is an earth sign, and also somebody who's kind of high maintenance. Those are qualities of that. Enjoys, you know, the nice things and all the materialistic things. Again, even if Derek is not a Taurus, if his rising sign is not in Taurus, it's still his qualities. So I see Derek here. I see that what you want deep down inside, but it's not truly yours right now, is Derek. Okay? And then what's beneath you, what you currently have to work with, what's at your feet, you need to know this particular card, the Five of Swords. Now, swords is with the element of fire. This particular card is a card of tension. You've got the guy that it looks like, oh, he's triumphant, holding 3 swords up in the air. You got the 2 swords down at the bottom with the 2 guys in the back like they were defeated. But it actually is a card of tension. And it's pretty much telling me, the way I read this, is you have to know what your limits are and what you have to work with. You know, what you have to work with right now and what you want. You know, going back to the Queen of Pentacles, is that person that has those touristic qualities that I think is Derek. And then here, you have to work with what you have. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Sorry. You got to know your limits. It's too much for you to be able to handle more than one thing. You have to, it's kind of like a warning card, warning against defeat. You have to know your limits and be accepting of the fact that it's too much for you to handle both guys. So I see here you accepting that, okay, I need to make a decision, because if I don't, shit's just not going to go right. If you look in the background, you've got the water in the back. It's not calm. The water is not calm at all. The sky is not sunny. It's dark. So if you don't accept that, how would I say this? If you don't know your limits and accept it, it's not going to go well. Okay? You can't have your cake and eat it too. Now, keep in mind also that Kirk, you know, as an Aquarius moon, I think you said he is. He's air and water. Dark waters. Rough waters, dark air. So to me, this tells me that you realize, that you have to realize that you can't have both. Your choice is Derek. Your choice has to be Derek. And Kirk will accept it. Just like you need to accept that you need to know your limits and can't have both of them. This shows also that Kirk will accept his, the fact that he was defeated. He can accept it and move on. Okay? This also made me wonder about Dante for some reason. I don't know why, because it symbolizes also a dark person with light eyes. I don't remember what color eyes Kirk has. If he's got light eyes, then it's even more for him. If he doesn't, then it really made me think of Dante. But we won't go there. Hopefully he's not making his way back, because if not, it's just going to fuck shit up. Your recent past and what you're walking away from is the Ten of Wands. So this is, if you can combine these, okay, with you, this person with the Taurus qualities, and you accepting that you can't have both and you have to choose one. This card is showing and represents the burdens of holding these 10 wands. If you see this person, and it's a fire sign, so this is you. Wands is a fire sign. So you're walking, holding these things, but you're not falling, you're not stumbling, you're overwhelmed, but you're still moving forward. And you can see straight ahead, it's a winding path, it's not a straight path. And at the end of the road is, I think, like a castle or the city, but there's an end goal. There's a place you're trying to get to. You cannot get to that place while trying to carry all of these wands in your hand. You have to give in to the fact that you have to choose one. That will allow you to realize, okay, here's the path, here's my end goal. I can get there. I can't get there holding everything. Can't have your cake and eat it too. You can get there if you put some of the wands down, you figure out a better way to do it. They're with a lesser load. That'll give you a clearer path and a clearer view. So you're struggling right now, but it's not impossible for you to get to where you need to get to, which is over here. So if you let go and walk away from this burden that you're carrying, having to juggle these two guys, if you can let go of that and accept it for what it is, this is what's in front of you. This is what's coming into action. This is how it will go. Again, you need to focus on what you can do and it will go into your favor. Another fire card, the wands. This is you. That's you. It's the Aries. This is the Aries symbol. I mean, this can't be more you. So you need to focus on what you can do and it will go in your favor. Stop trying to figure out how to get around shit, okay? You're still trying to figure it out. You see the guy's foot where he doesn't have both feet on the pillow there, the king? It's like you're trying to still figure out, okay, but there has to be a way. There has to be a way that I can have great sex and have this wonderful guy who I know is going to be good to me. You can't. You have to cut Kirk off. Sorry. And then all will be good. The only thing I will tell you is that because you got the Leo sign up here, you got the lions for the sign of Leo, which is also a big sun sign, obviously with fire. It made me think of Derek also. Assuming that he was born the same year we were born in, I think in 73, and I looked it up. I'm telling you, I really did your reading. Mercury was in retrograde in 73 during his month, like during most of March. So it would have been in his sign. So I think it was in Pisces, the retrograde, in 73, if he was born in that year. If he wasn't, then I'm like off. But what I would do is, since you're still trying to figure out, okay, how can I stop trying to figure it out. Give in to the fact that good things will come if you make the right decision. Just don't do it. Do it while Mercury is in retrograde, which begins this month, it begins December 3rd. So I think December 3rd through the 22nd, Mercury is in retrograde. And that's a time of year where everybody thinks like such bad shit happens. But at the same time, it's the best time for you to meditate and to think and to make decisions. And not so much make decisions, but think back and rationalize. Right now, you need to think back on your relationship with Derek, to kind of do your pros and cons. This would be a good time to do it. Don't finalize anything before the holidays, because you don't want to finalize anything or make a final decision while Mercury's in retrograde. That's another reason why his foot is not fully planted. We're looking at the immediate future right here. So you definitely need to focus on you also, and stop trying to figure out how to get around shit and be able to keep both guys. And then that'll take us here. So you have the Three of Swords. This card represents the release of tension, among other things. So if you go with what I've been saying about letting go, the person that you're supposed to be with, who you're supposed to be with, the qualities that I told you, that's who I see standing, sitting by your side. Not giving up, but giving in to the fact that I can't have both, okay? Letting go of some of that burden so that you can get a clearer path to what's ahead. And making that choice so that you can be where you need to be, where Aries is on the freaking throne, okay? Tension will be released. If you don't, then this card means something else. You're going to be stuck. 1, 2, 3, going through your heart. You're going to be stuck, being in the same situation you're in, constantly going back and forth, being confused, everybody being heartbroken, because everybody's going to be heartbroken. But instead, this is you letting go and moving forward. And even though it looks like swords piercing, even though it's swords piercing through the heart, it signifies that it's rough right now, but the sky clears. Then you have the doves in the background, this beautiful glass and the butterflies. And they'll move on, okay? So it'll be hard, feelings will be hurt, but everyone will accept it and move on. You remove yourself from the situation that you're in, and by doing so, It leads to how others see you, like how I said, your environment, people around you. By releasing that tension, it brings you to this, the Page of Cups. Cups, all water. Element of water. There's nothing but a tranquil stream here. You've got the Page, which is, like I said, the younger of them. Something new, holding the cup with the fish coming out of the water. It's not rough waters. Everything is happy. Everything is blue, clear sky, nice and pink and fish everywhere. This is Derek. Moving forward, releasing the tension of having to deal with both of them. You go from 5 swords to 3 swords, and you wind up with Derek. New beginnings, that's what this card represents. New beginnings, new emotions, a deeper understanding within a relationship. You connect with this person. You know, the Page is holding the cup, and the fish is kind of just like looking up at him, fully trusting him. The face on the guy holding the cup. There's a connection here. So you have a connection with this person who I see as Derek. Because it's all, to me, this represents Pisces. It's all water. And everything is calm. Okay? Your hopes and your fears, don't worry about them. You're going to have them. Everybody has them. But if you see this, the 6 of Swords, now Swords is with the element of air, like I told you before. If I didn't tell you before, I forgot. Swords has to do with the element of air. So just think about things, you know, floating around in the air, and ideas like nothing is finalized. It is what you make of it, okay? But here, it's 6 of them. So you've got 3 on one end, 3 on the other. The boat's not tipping over. It's fully balanced. Rough waters, but looking towards the calm waters. So you're traveling away from the rough waters. So you're traveling away from all the shit that was not going right. This is new relationship, new beginnings, leaving behind the shit. And what's in front of you, what you're going towards, is peace and calm. The black cloak is also, black is not a dark representation of anything bad. It represents truth, at least in the cards, you know, the book that I was reading that explains everything. So you can only do it with truth. Being true to yourself, being true to Derek, being true to everything. Another thing also, and again, Mercury in retrograde, use this time to think and meditate. You know, the number 6 represents harmony and balance. Nothing's tipping over, okay? Also, it could be that maybe you guys need to take a trip together after Mercury's out of retrograde, so after Christmas. I also took this as you guys to finalize moving forward in the relationship and kind of starting over. Take a trip. I see you taking a trip. Water's involved. So it could be maybe just a flight to Florida. It could be something simple as one of those stupid dinners, you know, I think they still do them in Manhattan where you do a dinner on a boat or something, but something involving water. You're going to do something like that after the holidays to kind of begin again. And water is good. I told you that before, especially international waters, but that's kind of going nuts and pushing it. And then that gives you your outcome. Again, we started with a fire sign, with young, and we're ending it with a fire sign. So it's still all about you. A racing horse, holding the wand up in the air, the feather, all of this being victorious, basically. One of the books had said that this is also representative of Sagittarius. So now we're looking at Derek is either Taurus, rising Taurus or Sagittarius, or rising Sagittarius with Taurus qualities. But pretty much this is you. You know, if you follow what I said, if any of it made sense, I could have sounded like I'm rambling, but from what I got, it's Derek. You gotta cut Kirk off. Sorry, I don't know if that's what you wanted to hear or not, but everything here leads to you winding up with Derek, and that it will be good, and but it'll still be all about you. Just don't do it before Christmas. That's one thing I will tell you. Wait till after Christmas. Use this time to think. After Christmas, you make the decision final. Take a trip. I see you taking a trip, actually. And it'll be good. See? Victory. Okay. Let me know how I did. Bye.